For me, one of the most dangerous tools that people can use on a dog is a harness. Hey YouTube, in this video I'm going to teach you what are the best tools to train your dog. But remember, a tool is an extension of your energy, your knowledge, and your actions. The biggest treat and the biggest reward a dog can get is a well-behaved human. That's the best, right? A human with good energy, a human with good knowledge, and a human with consistent actions. That is the best treat that a dog can get. So super important that we understand this psychology. That's why we have to understand the psychology of a dog. So when we assess and evaluate, can I train my dog right now? If a dog feels tired, there's nothing you can do. If a dog feels confused, it's not a time for training. It's a time for helping remove the confusion. If a dog is nervous, is it a time to train the dog when the dog is nervous? It's impossible to learn anything when you don't feel good. So that's why it's very important to understand energy, understand the psychology or philosophy of the dog so you can do the actions that you're looking for. Because dog training is action driven, right? So it's all about teaching something, seeing something, repeating something. And so in order for you guys to have a successful training day, you have to understand what energy the dog feels, right? And then that is based on how is the dog, what is the dog wants to do. If he wants to eat, if he wants to walk or run, if he wants to play, if he wants to explore. So based on those 4 activities, then it gives you access to be a good trainer. It's not just training the dog, right? You need to know, can the dog learn right now? I think it's more important, right? Because if my parents want to teach me something, I want to be in a great mood in order for me to absorb everything that my parents want to teach me, right? Because that's the training part. But before my parents teach me, I want my parents to trust me, to respect me, to love me, and vice versa. So we have that connection, communication, relationship that has everything to do with intimacy. I think we can all agree that the first tool for all humankind should be, how do I train my dog to trust, respect, and love the leash? That's the way a dog is going to be trained in a very positive way. That is the most positive thing we can do for our dogs, right? To reinforce trust, to reinforce respect, to reinforce love. If we need food, and then we can just add it on. But the leash needs to mean 3 things: to be guided, to know how to stop, and to know how to be parked. So what tool can I teach the world to use so they can train the dog to feel safe, peace, love during the walk, or calm surrender, or happy-go-lucky during the walk? My favorite is the Mexican halter. That's my favorite. And why is it my favorite? Because we can immediately remove what people call stubborn, immediately. We can immediately remove aggression, what people call, my dog is reactive on the leash. Was dog reactive or whatever reactive? We can remove excitement right away, dog that pulls people. We can remove a dog that is picking up things from the floor because it eventually becomes obsession. So the Mexican halter is by far the easiest way to train a dog to walk, where even a child, a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, a toddler who is just beginning to learn how to walk can walk a dog. And why do I feel so excited, and why do I feel it's almost like a 100% guarantee coming out? Because horse people have done it since I know horses exist, right? They had a halter, and the halter is a very successful tool that they have used to train the horse to be walked from the stable to the cart, or to wherever the horse needs to go. The Mexican halter automatically removes the nose away from the ground, which is 60% of the brain, and allows the other 15, which is the eyes, to stay super focused, just like a Formula One driver, right? So you want that super focus, your eyes on the road, nose away from the ground, eyes on the road. Don't get distracted by sound, and you don't want the ears of the dog to be distracted. So once you have 60% of the brain and 15% of the brain with the Mexican Halter, you will be able to encourage your dog with the kisses, with the good boy vibration that we like to use, like good boy, right? Good boy because the nose is not in the ground. Good boy because the eyes are on the road following. And so that's what it's hearing, right? They don't know what we're saying. They just know that we're feeling really good for what they're doing for us. The harness was invented, created for the bloodhounds and for the huskies. I guess we can all agree. I think we can all agree that the first harnesses were created for the bloodhounds, tracking, and created for the huskies, pulling. And so the harness of today are mainly for people who don't really understand the power of the harness. I see a lot of people putting a dog on a harness in Venice Beach, for example, and the dog is all over the place, and that's a big liability, it's a big risk. Your dog can practically eat anything from the floor. I don't recommend harnesses in public areas. You know, harnesses for sport. I'm very mindful of the people with little dogs because they feel that something's going to happen in the trachea. But as dogs in the dog shows, dogs, there is practically the smallest breed in the world is the Chihuahua, and the Chihuahuas wear a leash on all the way top of the neck. So I don't agree with the concept of, the leash is going to hurt the trachea. I think the handler will hurt the trachea, not the leash, right? So therefore, harnesses don't recommended for dogs who are afraid, for dogs who are excited, for dogs who have no rules, boundaries, limitations, for dogs who are aggressive, certainly not. The harnesses, the dog has to be super calm, surrender in my taste, and it has to have some kind of imprint where the dog listens to some kind of sound because, the dog is practically gonna grab anything. Which one is a weighted best? Please, anybody that has a working dog, anything that once you go 30 minutes on the walk and your dog still wants to go a little bit more, you have to put it the weighted best, because 30 minutes become 1 hour, and 1 hour becomes 2 hours. So what you do is you give a dog the capability to drain more energy because he's carrying something. Before we feed a dog, we have to get them tired because we want them to eat super hungry because they drain all their energy. And life was so challenging that they need energy, they need food. So they imagine the level of gratitude and appreciation that a dog is going to give you just because instead of you just walking 30 minutes with no weighted vest, now you put the weighted vest and you keep a dog focused. Obviously, I will teach you what's the proper way of walking a dog. And so you get the psychological challenge from it, but you're adding a second component, which is the weighted vest. I'm telling you, that's just gonna make you a better dog trainer, a better pet parent, and a better coach. So the backpack for me is what it says, human dog on the move. That's what it says. If I see a human with a backpack on, I immediately think those guys are on the move. They're going to the beach, they're going to the mountains, they're doing something, substantial, something where they are both surviving. Is very Bear Grylls. And the good thing is there is backpack for little dogs. So that is one tool that we have done a good job of making it for all sizes. So I'm very happy. So even if you have a little dog, you can still put a backpack on a little dog. It will be so helpful for them. We don't have weighted vests for little dogs, but we have backpacks for little dogs, and they should be able to have their own backpack, because I believe 99% of the dogs are working type. They love the adventure and they create the bond by the working and the adventure part of it. That to me is what makes a dog a dog. There's no way in the world I could be on TV if I would not use rollerblades or learn how to use rollerblades, a bike, and skateboard, so I can help a dog drain their energy. That's a tool, right? Because you're training a dog to drain energy, and you're using all the tools that I mentioned. But without the wheels, how are you going to help the guys who can go 20 miles an hour, You know, is how are you going to do it? All dogs who have the stamina of hours running, how are we going to do it? So we need wheels, we need wings, we need wheels. For me, the rollerblades, the bike, and the skateboard are lifesavers. I couldn't do it without those incredible inventions, you know. But of course, I needed to train the dogs, had to be okay with it, and repetitions of that, the dogs will see the rollerblades, or the dogs see the bike, or the dogs see the skateboard, and they know we're running. I grew up watching a cartoon called The Jetsons. I was literally a kid when I saw the first treadmill in my life. So I never tangibly, never even knew that was a real thing. But this tool is a treadmill. And this tool also has, like I say, has this romantic relationship, because I got to help many dogs, but the one I feel the most connected and more emotional and spiritually attached to it is a dog named Gavin, because I utilize a treadmill and an RV that I turned into a virtual rehabilitation trailer, because Gavin came back from Iran with post-traumatic stress, and they wanted him to retire because, you know, he saved a lot of life. He won a purple medal, and Gavin had a, you know, post-traumatic stress. So everything would make him nervous, everything would make him scared, everything would make him anxious. Gavin was a mess. But thanks to the treadmill, I helped Gavin to move away from PTSD. So like I say, it's this beautiful romantic thing that I saw it on cartoon before I saw it in reality, and then I made reality to utilize this tool to help a dog become healthy and live the rest of their life happy-go-lucky, calm surrender, and with their new family. Guys, the crate is, for whatever reason, I don't know, some people say, no, I don't like crates, but we live in a house. We have cars, you know, most people in America have a car, and I understand in some parts of the world, hey, we don't have a car. You're absolutely right. But for the most part, we humans are going to end up living under four walls and a roof, right? Because I know villages, so sometimes the door doesn't work. It's just walls and a roof. And so, but the dog is in it, you know, we go in it. And so a crate is a home. So I hope we can begin to change the way we feel about crates, and we know how to use it, because they're a very helpful tool. It's about safe, peace, and love. There's no other way to put the crate, a name to it or an energy to it. You know, it's just a place where a dog can feel safe, peace, love. And that's why we go into a plane and we want to feel safe, peace, love. It's a crate that flies. And when we go into a boat, it's a crate that floats. And when we go into a car, it's a crate that moves on earth, right? So a crate is just something that has walls and a roof and a bottom that allow us to be in there for a period of time. So if we can see the crate as a helpful tool, especially when you have a pup, you know, when you have a puppy and you don't want the dog to have any accidents in any area of your house, especially for the first 6 months, are very useful. You need many repetitions of a dog not making a mistake. But in order to put a dog in a crate, you need to make sure that the dog is willing to go in there, which I will teach you, and that a dog is tired, so it has a reason to go in there, right? And then you learn, you know, how long would it take a dog to become a little bit uncomfortable to be in there for a while. Then you check the first few days, you check 3 hours later, the dog wanted to get out. Okay, so I'm gonna increase 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then I bring it out. Because you can help a dog to prolong how long it stays in the crate, which is also very good for the mind. And eventually, what happens is you remove the dog from the crate, and then now you let him graduate into your house. But because the dog never made a mistake for 6 months, now the dog has learned to have that same frame of mind while he's waiting for you as you go to work, or you go to the store, or you go for vacation, or you go to wherever you want. The mind now is trained to wait in a calm surrender state, feeling safe, peace, and love, knowing that somebody's gonna come and take him to use the bathroom or drain some physical energy, and never, ever, ever get bored with his mind. my goal with everything is, remember, everything is an extension of you, your energy, your philosophy, your knowledge, and your actions. So please be calm, confident, love, and joy. Do practice dog psychology with honor and respect, and your actions should be very disciplined, very consistent in order for you to see the outcome that you're looking for, which is connection, communication, relationship, and the most beautiful trust, respect, love relationship that you're going to call off leash. Freedom, baby! Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and join me on my mission of better humans, better planet.